want to discuss the spoilers.
Yeah, so
any spoilers you want. I mean, I don't really want to like purposely like look for what's the most spoiling thing we could possibly say. It's more like just what are things you want to talk about that
now we can basically
could be considered spoilers.
Talk about the movie a little bit more freely. So right off the bat, the big thing that I want to talk about is the CGI on the characters of Peter Cushing and of Princess Leia, and how jarring they were. I think they did a very, very good job with the CG. It's probably the best facial animation CG I've ever seen.
I was going to ask you, in comparison to what?
But it didn't look real.
Well, CG is never going to look real.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, you got PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah.
Then you got PlayStation 2 graphics, and it just keeps getting better, but it's never going to look like real life.
These are probably PlayStation 6 graphics, and they look fucking, I know, and that's not out, but they look really, it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look real.
If you put it this way, let's say you started with Rogue One for whatever reason, this was your first Star Wars movie. You'd get to Governor Tarkin, and then you'd start wondering, why is this one character CG? Say you never knew who Peter Cushing is. But here's the thing,
there's so much CG in the movie that you might not give a shit anyway.
Yeah, but you'd be like, here's a human character. Why is this guy CG?
Right. Well,
but there is a reason, because it's fucking Peter Cushing. That blew my mind, actually, because I didn't know that they were going to go that far and try to actually bring. So I actually really love that they did that. That even though we could, you could tell CG, we know they didn't really bring Peter Cushing back from the dead, but just seeing him in a movie, I was like, holy fucking shit, I'm watching Peter Cushing in a movie. And because they start with the back of the head, and he has a reflection on the glass, and I'm like, okay, they're not going to do it. He's not going to turn around. And then he does. He turns around, and it blew my mind.
What I have to say, though, is you and I are both fans of the Hammer,
Hammer horror films,
horror films, and I'm a huge fan of him in the Sherlock Holmes movies and everything. Peter Cushing's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, and
to take a great actor like Peter Cushing and CG him and take away his performance of an actor, because this is the most robotic performance of anything I've ever seen. He just delivers lines, and then they cut away because it's all CG. And I know I understand that it's a tribute to him, and that's great. And I'm so glad that they're giving a tribute to such a great actor. But you can never replace the real guy, because he was so good. He was such an awesome actor, and I felt like the performance was so stilted by it being CGI.
Well, you know what? I thought, more than the CG, I thought, actually the voice wasn't great.
It didn't sound like him, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, and normally I would never criticize that, because, how hard is it to, make you believe you're watching a dead actor on the screen?
Sure.
Again? But the voice, I think, just because it's a multi-million-dollar movie, I just think they could have probably gotten somebody who could sound exactly like him. I think there's got to be somebody out there who could have done it, and they
went to so much trouble to make his face look as good as they did. Not perfect, but pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That you think that they would have got the voice better. Yeah. That seems like the easier job.
Now, when he first turned around, there was that one moment, that initial moment when he turns around. I actually was kind of, my belief was totally suspended. My disbelief was suspended, because I just saw him, and I was just like, wow, holy crap! It kind of confused me for a second. I was almost thought it was like him.
Right.
Like I was seeing a ghost or something. It kind of really
it
got a
quite,
real reaction.
Quite a marvel, because I think it's the first time, at least in any major movie blockbuster like this, that they've done something like that.
Yeah.
And there's been talk of them doing that kind of thing for a long time. In Star Trek with Brent Spiner, he stopped playing the role and had the character killed off because androids aren't supposed to age. So he would
could come up with a reason.
He would always say, maybe someday they'll do a computer graphics thing. So if they ever do a next gen movie, maybe they'll be just like Governor Tarkin in this movie. So that whole thing was really interesting. but I think it was a little jarring with a stilted performance. But it was cool to see nonetheless, and it was a cool tribute to.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it, but
yeah,
it
I am
wasn't
too,
perfect.
actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It's more perfect than anything I've seen so far. Like, there was a lot of Terminator Salvation. They had the young Arnold in it, and that was like the first time I'd seen something like that done. And then Tron Legacy, they had Jeff Bridges with the old Jeff Bridges acting with the young Jeff Bridges. So I think this is kind of like a new experiment that they're doing in film. I'd like to see where this could go and how many dead actors could we see again. Like, could we see Bela Lugosi in a movie? Could you imagine?
That'd be awesome. They should put him into the new. They should put all the old Boris Karloff into the new.
No,
let's not get on that subject. No, we're gonna get off course.
Now I know there probably is another aspect to that none of these actors can give their consent to it. So it's that is kind of a weird thing when you think about, like, there's no way.
Like, who did they ask to be able to put Peter Cushing in there?
Exactly.
Like, ask his family or something.
I'm sure they probably got somebody to sign off, like some family member. I would imagine. So I don't know.
Yeah. So let's go to the other big spoiler of the movie. Since this is the spoiler video, let's talk about Darth Vader.
Well, he's in the trailer, so we know he's in it. But
about him being in the movie,
Yeah.
what did you think of Vader in the movie?
Let's see. Well, I like that they gave him the red tinted lenses, like in New Hope. I think they might have went a little too far. I think it was a little too red. But I have to compare it. But anyway, I thought Darth Vader was great. He was a little bit more wise ass than usual, I think. Like when he says, like, what was it, like, don't choke on your aspiration.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, like, I don't think he would have said anything that like one-liner type thing.
He wasn't in the movie very much. He might have like 7 minutes runtime in the whole movie.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And the big scene and the part that everybody coming out of this movie is talking about.
I have the Blu-rays of Star Wars because it's like all you can get now, and
it's after episode 7.
Yeah.
Disney decides to finally release the original.
Oh, I hope they do. They might.
I'm sure they will.
You know what's amazing? Yeah, they know it'll make money. They have no emotional.
They're just waiting.
They have no emotional attachment. But I'm watching these movies because my friend had never seen Star Wars. Don't know how that's a thing. But anyways, I was showing him Star Wars and I was showing him Blu-ray. It just looks like some crazy person stitched that thing together. It's just like there's like 3 decades worth of different technology just slapped on that movie. Like one scene you'll have like a puppet, the next scene you'll have like CGI.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, what have you done to this? You can't do this. This is wrong filmmaking. Barbara Rep. What the hell? Is this the sequel to Barbed Wire?
I had no idea.
So basically what you're telling me is I should put that on loop in my house.
Yeah. It's just amazing how many movies exist, really. Like,
I sometimes think you make something and then it's just like, now that's the past. That'll work on something else. It's like you think these people who make these movies, they make Rambo.
Yeah.
They just gotta go to the next one.
Yeah. Constant, yeah.
It's crazy. I guess you just get the word for it.
Yeah.
If you actually look it up on the internet or on IMDb, you can literally type in just about any word or phrase, and it's a fucking movie.
I know.
And it's
It's only been around for
Yeah. And it's weird because it's such a miracle that any movie gets made. It's so hard to make a movie without millions and millions of dollars. So it's like, how does a movie like I don't know, like Time Barbarians get made?
No, I know, right? Because you see, is this fucking a city in the back?
Yeah, to get Time Barbarians.
Right,
They
I
go
should've
through
figured.
Phantom Menace. You were telling me how
I think it's not as bad as people say it is.
you actually said you preferred that one over episodes 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah, Phantom Menace is the best prequel. They made a bit of a mistake with that movie. They should have kept Darth Maul as the antagonist for the entire series, because that would have given Obi-Wan like the motive to do what he does, because he's trying to avenge Qui-Gon Jinn. But they killed him in the first episode.
All right, let's check out the video store.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
This is a collection since I was a kid of just tapes I've accumulated.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like when you're going to Disneyland, have you been?
Oh yeah.
And you walk.
Disney World, I mean.
You know when you walk through the gate and it says you are now leaving the land of the living, or not living, but you're now leaving the real world.
The mansion, maybe. I don't know.
No, yeah, that one. But it's like you're now entering the world of imagination, right? I feel like from there to here, I left 2015. And I came back to 1990.
Yes, and that is exactly the goal here, because I just wanted to preserve, because everything I do is some kind of preservation of the past. I just want to keep alive the memory of the video store, because this was a pastime, and I know you're a little bit younger.
This is pretty amazing. Yeah, see, that's the thing. In your videos, you got this wonderful preservation of the past thing going.
Yeah.
You even got to see. I'll tell you where you beat me and everyone else. The freaking wood paneling.
Oh, you gotta have the wood paneling. This is where we would have the Bugs Bunny fights here and all that kind of stuff, but
Here?
It would be in this thing. Actually, unbelievable how this room has gone through so many changes, because I put up these walls.
Oh, because this wasn't here.
No, it wasn't. So I'm going to probably change it again, too.
Actually, you know what's funny is right down there where those Transformer tapes are.
Yeah.
That's where James would get like the pie in the face and all that.
Yeah, it happened like right. I think
This
the
is where
pie
like
is
17 shits happen where you
Yes,
shit on something.
pretty much about.
I shot the Bugs Bunny like shit turd ball like right there.
I can't believe that. I don't know. This is like. So when did you put this up then?
Oh, this was a couple years ago.
Oops. Oh, dude. Fucking Harold Ramis' head is coming off over here.
Yeah, but you gotta save this type of stuff, because it's all just gonna disappear one day.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah. So this is one of the
last year.
He did, yeah.
That's
And
terrible.
they're still talking about Ghostbusters. Well, Dan Aykroyd said if the female Ghostbusters movie is a hit, then.
But they'll do. No, they can't do it again. They lost their chance.
They lost. There is a 0% chance you'll get Harold Ramis in it.
Yeah.
There's just nothing like. It's like when he went. There's just nothing left. He was the most important person, I think, to the whole.
Honestly, well, I thought it's pretty much Bill Murray is the one that everybody. Bill Murray's the one everybody loves so much.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Bill Murray. Okay, you know what? This might be blasphemous to say, especially